brewers, and welcome! So today is the part 2 of the turbo sugar wash that we started about a week ago now. So I have kept it nice and warm and upstairs because it's like 5 degrees warmer upstairs. Who would have known? And it's now time to degas and start adding our findings to it. So what we're going to need is a second 5-gallon container. And also a siphon tube. Now I've got a bigger siphon tube. It was a bit longer than this, but I cut it in half to use it for an experiment. And yeah, the tube melted, so I can't use that. So I'm using a smaller tube, which is a bit more fiddly, but it is a wider bore, because my other one that I normally use is really thin. And it would take like 45 minutes. Not so good. So we're going to start off by sterilizing this bad boy. So I've gone ahead and I have sterilised and rinsed out my lovely 5-litre container with the lid on. That way nothing can really get in. It smells lovely. I've also went ahead and I've sterilised my siphoning tube, my big fat siphoning tube, that I wish was a bit longer, but oh well. And the pegs that I'm going to use to hold on to, because, well, having some hands free is a good idea. So to the sugar wash. So here is our sugar wash. Yay! Turbo wash. Now it is done. I left it somewhere nice and warm and it is looking pretty good. I've already put the hydrometer in there, so I'll stick a little picture up there so you can see that I'm telling the truth. It's down at 990, slightly under actually, but close enough. So that gives us a reading of 14%. If you want to be precise, it's like 14.4, something like that. Close enough, 14%. We're not brewing for commercial purposes, so that extra nearly 0.5%. It's all good. So let's degas this. So I'm over to one side and I'm going to put this puppy in the next one. So my little tube, down it goes, and let's just make a siphon. So while he's getting on with that, I'm going to sit here and have a glass of water. So usually when I'm making my wines, I don't degas. Well, I do, but I degas in the bottle. This is because it leaves a little bit of CO2 in the bottle, in the atmosphere, so that any other type of spores that could have possibly gotten in there can't grow. The main one being vinegar. The vinegar spores need oxygen to grow, so if I use a bottle that's got a little bit of CO2 in there, they can't grow. So it preserves my wine without needing to use preservatives. This, on the other hand, we're going to be adding findings to it, pretty hardcore findings. So when we're adding findings, we need to have this free of CO2. All those little bubbles, soluble CO2, gets in the way of dropping everything out. So that's why we're doing this. Pretty cool. So when we're degassing, what we're actually doing is introducing a little bit of oxygen. So it is technically oxidizing the wine slightly. But at the same time, we're removing the CO2, so simple science says if you remove something, it's got to be replaced with something else. So a little bit of oxygen is going to get in. So yeah, I've said my piece. I'm going to drink. It's good stuff. It's really good. Work faster, boy. Now comes the findings. Now these are pretty hardcore. They already have a preservative in them, which is pretty handy. So in goes part A. Lovely, lovely. Get it all in there. And the great thing about this is you can stir it all about, just to remove any excess CO2. Don't worry about oxygenating it. It's not important. There we go. Especially when there's preservatives. So, on goes the lid now, and we'll be back in an hour. So, I've been leaving it for an hour. Now comes the best part. You don't need to stir this in, you just pour it on the top. There's a lot of it. There we go. Stick the lid on, and we'll be back in 24 hours. See you then. So as you can see, our tub is now completely clear. Stick a little pick up there so you can see what I can see on the inside. Smells nice too. Well, it smells like strong alcohol. But taking or making sure that we degas this really does help the finnings do its job. If you don't, then it will get to about here and then it will just stay hazy forever, and yeah, just degassing is good. So now we get to bottle this up. Now it's up to you if you want to bottle it in gallon containers or wine bottles, whatever you want to put it in. I happen to have a couple of 2-litre bottles just so I can show you what the end product looks like so you can see in a clear vessel. So I'm going to go ahead and siphon some off, and I am going to use my smaller tube now. It doesn't disturb the liquid as much. It's just a thing. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but smaller tube takes less, so if it accidentally goes wrong and you end up putting liquid back in, it's not going to mix it all up. So off comes my lid. Alcohol. In goes my sterilized siphon tube, because it's not over the 16% mark, it's not going to preserve itself. 60 or higher. So make my siphon and away I go. So I'll be back once I've filled up this bottle so you can see what it looks like. So I have stopped siphoning for a minute because I wanted to show you what it looks like. Look at that, beautiful. It is crystal clear with no particles, no sediment, no nothing. It is just quite literally an indescript clear liquid. The addition of the finnings really does strip out any excess flavour that's left over. Also, as well, it's good for clearing. And it has a mild preserving agent in there, so that's why degassing isn't a problem. Now the turbocarbon has done a fantastic job. It removes a lot of those off flavours that you get from a rapid fermentation. That's why turbo yeasts have a kind of bad reputation amongst most people. They do produce a lot of methanol, usually a higher percentage than normal because it's such a fast fermenting product. And also it's got off flavours. This does not. I've got a little sip here. It smells neutral with a kind of vodka-y smell. Obviously, because it's only less than half percentage of vodka, it's not quite as strong, but cheers, it's still there. Oh, I'm just tasting alcohol. This could be a kind of vodkat, which is a fermented vodka that they sell. It's pretty damn close. It is neutral. It has no off flavors. It is really good. So for those people that are going to use turbo yeast, I would recommend using the turbocarbon and turbo finnings. They give you a much better product and less of a hangover, because a few people have said that they use the turbo yeast. It gives them a really bad hangover. So hopefully this will help those people. I will put the links in the description to Amazon for those people interested to get the whole kit or just the turbocarbon and turbo finnings, and give it a try yourself. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and of course check out some of the other ones. I'll catch you later. Carry on homebrewing.